Things don't smell right. Literally, they don't smell right. There's a foul odor in the house. And the detectives ask about that, and she says, "Oh, I had some rotten meat and I had it in the sink." She made the statement that she saw Criminal Minds on television, and that gave her the idea to put the bodies in the totes.
Cheyanne Nicole Jessie was born on August 25, 1989, in a poor neighborhood of Lakeland, Florida. Reportedly, Cheyanne was abused by her mother beginning in her infancy. Evidence of bruises and burns made it to authorities, and at the age of 4, Child Services finally removed her from her mother's care and gave her to her father. After moving with her dad, he said he began to observe signs of a serious developmental disorder. Upon further evaluation, Cheyanne was found to have several brain abnormalities. Her psychiatrist said she was so developmentally delayed, it was consistent with someone who was severely abused and neglected. He testified, not even able to wipe herself from using the bathroom, not knowing how to use utensils, not even being able to speak very well. It was very severe. By age 8, Cheyanne was officially diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. In 2008, Cheyanne began a short relationship with an unnamed man from Georgia and she became pregnant. On May 26, 2009, she gave birth to their daughter Meredith Leanne Jessie. Cheyanne and Meredith's father's relationship did not last long. He left her before the birth and played no role in Meredith's life. As her daughter got older, Cheyanne told her friends that she was becoming uncontrollable and that she believed that she was evil. Allegedly, Meredith would verbally and physically abuse her mother. After taking Meredith to a psychiatrist, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia at age 6. She was prescribed antipsychotic medications, but according to Cheyanne, the abuse intensified. She told everyone that she was afraid her 6-year-old daughter might kill her, and she never wanted to be alone with her. Outside of the home, Cheyanne was still searching for love. And in 2013, Cheyanne believed she found it when she met Matthew Cody Monroe. After their first date at Checkers, their relationship blossomed quickly. Matthew admitted that at age 23, Cheyanne was his first girlfriend, and he was smitten. In 2014, Matthew proposed, and Cheyanne excitedly accepted. Then they all moved with Matthew into a trailer on his parents' land. The conflict between Cheyanne and Meredith seemed to explode in their new living situation. Matthew took Cheyanne's side. He testified that they would argue, fuss, fight. She didn't want to do what her mama told her. She was very disrespectful. Eventually, Matthew told Cheyanne that he had enough and called the marriage off. He explained that he could not live a life with both her and her daughter. He emphasized that she had to do something about Meredith and soon if she was going to get married. Not long after the wedding was called off, Cheyanne told Matthew that she was pregnant. In response, Matthew told her that she had to get an abortion. Cheyanne was reportedly devastated. But just a few weeks later, Matthew wanted confirmation that she did get the abortion, but she said that Meredith punched her in the stomach, causing her to have a miscarriage. By 2015, Cheyanne had decided to put Meredith up for adoption and started exploring her options. She told her father, Mark Weekly, about her decision and he became furious. Mark hated the relationship between Matthew and his daughter because he believed that Matthew was manipulating and taking advantage of his daughter in every way. He insisted that it was Matthew who was convinced his daughter to give up her own child. But, since he did not want his granddaughter to go into adoption, at the age of 50, Mark agreed to take over care of his 6-year-old granddaughter. But only if Cheyanne would provide weekly financial support. Cheyanne turned down the offer. On July 18, 2015, Cheyanne drove to her father's house to drop off Meredith for a visit. According to police, that was the last day anyone saw either Mark or Meredith alive. On July 22, Mark's family and friends received a series of text messages from his phone, saying he was dying from cancer, and he had taken Meredith with him to Georgia to live out the rest of his days in peace. On August 1, 2015, almost 2 weeks since she had last seen her daughter, Cheyanne called 911 to report her father and daughter missing. When police arrived at her home, they were overwhelmed with the smell of human decomposition. So, they brought her in for questioning.
Cheyanne, where's your dad at? Yes, you do. Can you please look at me? Where's your dad?
I don't know.
Where's your daughter?
With my dad.
Here's what happened. You love Cody so much, right? You want to marry him, right?
Yeah.
Is he the love of your life?
Yeah.
I hope so, if you want to marry him. Okay? This man you do not want to lose, right? You even said your dad said you finally got a good man, right?
Yeah.
So you're proud of that.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose him, right?
No.
But he threatened you that you're going to lose him if you don't do something about your daughter. Right?
So we better help.
No. He said, you better take care of this situation. You couldn't control it. You couldn't control it. You couldn't. And you were afraid of losing Cody, so you took care of him. And you're trying to make people think that your dad and your daughter are still alive by telling these fibs. Oh, I have heard from my dad that talked to one of my family members, and he's doing okay up there. There's no confusion about that. That's very clear what's going on. All I want to know from you, Cheyanne, is where are they? You do know.
I don't remember.
Okay, but what happened when you got there? Did your dad get mad at you and come at you?
Yes.
Okay, so what did you do in return? You said you have to defend yourself. What did you do?
I hit him.
With what?
My hand, and I punched him.
And then what?
He got pissed at me and I was on the floor and I don't remember.
And then you killed him. In self-defense. Did you kill him in self-defense, or did you do it because you hate him?
I don't remember. That's the...
Yes, you do.
I just I
understand.
Scared.
I understand.
I don't want to go to jail or something like this.
Well, you're saying self-defense, so I need to know where you put them. Are they under the house?
No, they were in the shed at the landlady's house. I didn't know what to do.
They're in the shed of the landlady's house?
No, I didn't know what to do.
Are they in totes or what?
Yes.
Okay. How long were they in the house before you put them in totes?
I don't remember that day. Everything went blurry and I was freaking out.
When you say, hey, I need to hear you. Okay, so I understand. Are they in totes, like storage totes?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you put them in there that same day?
No, I left because I don't remember exactly what happened.
Where's your landlady's shed at?
On her property.
Like, is it out back?
Yes.
Okay. Is it locked?
Yes.
Do you have the key to it?
Yes.
Where's the key at?
On me right now.
Can I have it, please?
But I don't want to go to jail or
Well, I need first thing first is I need to get them out of there, okay? So I need you to give me the key.
Not buying her story, Cheyanne was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. She was held without bail.
Matthew Newbold interviewed Cheyanne Jessie after she reported her daughter Meredith and father Mark Weekly missing. During the interview, Jessie said her boyfriend Matthew had threatened to leave her if she didn't get her daughter help for her behavioral issues, and her father had called her a poor mother. She allegedly told Newbold she was pregnant with Matthew's child.
She said that she had a miscarriage because her daughter punched her.
Newbold testified that Jessie changed her story about her father and daughter missing when he came back into the interview room.
Did her story begin to change?
Yes.
Newbold said Jessie then confessed, saying her dad attacked her.
They were basically, struggling over the gun, at which time she said the gun went up by his head and went off.
She allegedly told Newbold her daughter was stabbed in the neck by accident during the scuffle. Newbold said she then gave him the keys so authorities could retrieve the bodies in a neighbor's shed.
Prosecutors alleged that on July 18, 2015, Cheyanne and Meredith were at Mark's home when they got into a heated argument. Enraged, Cheyanne stabbed her father at least 12 times in the chest and then shot him 3 times in the head. She then stabbed her 6-year-old daughter at least 4 times in the back of the neck and shot her once in the head. She covered the blood-stained furniture with sheets and left the bodies lying on the floor for 4 days until she returned on July 22nd. She then used a shovel to scrape up their remains and place them into plastic storage bins. Next, She dragged the bins to a shed in her backyard that was owned by her landlord. According to them, Cheyanne was planning the murder for a long time. She inquired with others about how long it takes for a body to decompose, and if storage containers could store an adult human body. In court, Cheyanne's defense alleged that Matthew killed Mark and Meredith to hide the fact that he was touching Meredith. They claimed that Cheyanne only confessed to the murder because she was afraid of Matthew. Matthew, of course, denied those claims. Her lawyers pointed to his interest in extreme bondage porn, and his extensive porn collection to suggest that he was a sexual deviant and perfectly capable of assaulting a child. But, the counselors who worked with Meredith in the months before her death reported no signs of sexual abuse. The trial lasted 13 days and, in less than 3 hours, a jury found Cheyanne Jessie, then 29, guilty of first-degree murder in July of 2019. The jury unanimously recommended the death penalty for the murder of Meredith, and life without parole for Mark's murder.
State of Florida versus Cheyanne Nicole Jessie, sentencing verdict, Mark Ivan Weekly. We, the jury, find as follows as to Cheyanne Nicole Jessie in this case. Section A, aggravating factors. We, the jury, unanimously find that the state has established beyond reasonable doubt the existence of the aggravating factor that the defendant was previously convicted of another capital felony, first-degree murder, in parentheses, Meredith and Jessie. As to second aggravating factor, we, the jury, unanimously find that the state has established beyond reasonable doubt the existence of the aggravating factor that the murder was especially heinous, atrocious, and cruel. And in section B, sufficiency of the aggravating factors. Reviewing the aggravating factors that we unanimously found to be established beyond reasonable doubt, section A, we, the jury, unanimously find that the aggravating factors are sufficient to warrant the possible sentence of death.
That would have made Cheyanne the only woman to receive the death penalty in Polk County, Florida. Circuit Judge Dalal Harb considered the jury's recommendation, but decided that due to her mental health condition, she should not be sentenced to death. So, he gave her life in prison without parole. Saying the capacity of Cheyanne Jessie to appreciate the criminality of her conduct, or to conform her conduct to the requirements of the law was substantially impaired. She was remanded to the Florida Women's Reception Center in Ocala, Florida, and began her stay on February 16, 2021.